Hey, what it does, we're back again. Let's fail. All right, we're going to do this again. We're going to pick the NFL playoffs. Yeah, because I don't suck at this, right? Look, it helps you, right? You just pick opposite, and it works. I'm hoping not this time, but anyway, yeah. Before we get started, I just want to make sure you like, share, subscribe. I hate doing this, but yeah. All right, let's just kick it right into gear to here. Game 1, Saturday. In the middle of the day on a Saturday. Somehow I got the day off of work. That's besides the point. The Seahawks. Yeah. Against the Niners. Yeah, screw the Niners. So yeah, this is an NFC West matchup. They're in the same division, so they played twice this year. That is a thing. San Francisco, yeah, they won both games this year, but the first one was in week 2, 27-7. After the Seahawks kicked Russell Wilson and the Broncos' ass on Monday night in week 1. We give them a pass on that one. Then they beat us in like December on Thursday night, which actually was kind of a closer matchup, but you know, they still lost. I thought it was interesting looking at the stats that only 2 points separates them in points per game. So, I mean, that's not that crazy, is it? But actually, I thought the difference was on defense, with the Seahawks allowing 23 points per game and 360 yards to San Francisco's only 16 points per game. That's pretty good. The Seahawks are going to be missing Jordan Brooks in this game, so that I think does make it tough for, to stop the run of Christian McCaffrey. San Francisco's really good. Top to bottom, defense. I mean, Nick Bosa's probably the MVP this year. I've been kind of seeing the argument, but I don't think it's that crazy. Here's the thing about the Seattle Seahawks going into this one. They got absolutely nothing to lose. Look, they shouldn't be here. After, the big trade, we traded Russell Wilson, everyone's like, shit, we're going to have that top 5 pick. We're going to miss the playoffs. Russell Wilson's going to win the Super Bowl. Well, guess what? We're in the playoffs with the top 5 pick. That's hell yeah. So anyway, look, they got nothing to lose here. They can win. They could. It's a trap game for San Francisco. Yeah, okay, it's in San Francisco, but you never know. It's the playoffs. Anything can happen. It's a plus 10 point spread for the Seahawks, and I think they could cover. I think they can win this game. I don't think they will, but I think they can. Niners are going to win this one. Saturday night affair. Chargers, Jaguars. Whoa, interesting game nonetheless, right? Right? Yeah. This one, I think, is a total toss-up. It's pretty close. I could see either team winning. These two teams actually met way back in week 3. The Jags won 38-10. So, I mean, that was a pretty dominant performance. The Chargers have been all over the map this year. All over the map. They're good, they're bad. Look, I had Justin Herbert in fantasy. The guy throws so many yards, he cannot throw a touchdown. He did. I'm not saying he doesn't, but there are many a time I thought, he only got 15 points. Oh, he threw for yards. He didn't have a single touchdown run. Good. Interesting, though, the Jags, they started 2-7. Yeah, pretty terrible. But then they won 7-1 on their way to the playoffs and winning their division. So I don't think it's that crazy that the Jaguars could win this game. The Chargers are actually favored by 1. -1 is the line. But I'm taking the Jaguars all day long. I don't know. Chargers have just been too inconsistent to me. I can't wait for this matchup, though. Lawrence versus Herbert. It's going to be really fun, but I think the Jaguars got this. Doug Peterson, been there, done that. He's got it. Now we start off Sunday with the Dolphins at the Bills in Buffalo. These two teams met in mid-December, where that was actually a really good game. It was a close one. Bills won that one. And then they actually played way earlier, because obviously they're in the same division, and the Dolphins actually won that game with Tua at quarterback. The Bills have more points per game. Josh Allen, he's been good, but he's been trying too hard. They've talked about it. He's throwing a lot of interceptions. I just feel like he's been trying too hard, to try and fit it into that gap. So I don't think he's going to have that issue. I think he's figured it out. He's pretty freaking good. The Bills are pretty freaking good. And the Dolphins, they don't have Tua. He is not playing as of this recording. He is not playing that week. The line before Tua got hurt was 10.5, which was the highest point spread in the, I think it went up to like 14. I mean, if you're betting, I think you could bet the Dolphins are going to cover that, but the Bills are winning. Bills are winning this game easy. The midday matchup on Sunday features the Giants taking on the Vikings. This could be a really interesting game. The two teams actually met on Christmas Eve. The Vikings squeaking out a win, 27-24. And that's been the MO of the Vikings this year, just squeaking out wins. We all remember that game against Indianapolis where they went down like 33-0, and then they won that game like 38-33. But it's Indianapolis. They're just a little too hot and cold. Like, they haven't lost a ton of games this year. That's the thing. Like, you can say, oh, they've been hot and cold, but they haven't lost a ton of games, but they are hot and cold. Like, I don't know which Kirk Cousins we're going to get. You know, which Vikings team are we going to get? I don't know. They could be, beats me. Giants? I mean, Daniel Jones' first playoff game. Brian Dabble, coach, maybe coach of the year. I don't think so, but I don't know. He's played well. He's done well enough. The team's playing really good. They got Saquon. Their defense has been getting better. Kayvon Thibodeau's doing a good job out there. I don't know. Giants are a +3 to win. I mean, sure, what the hell? Giants. I mean, I think they can win this. The Vikings, what Vikings team are we going to get? You know? I don't know. I think it's worth it. Giants. Then we move on to the Ravens and the Bengals. Another divisional matchup. This has been weird. I think like all the matchups on the wild card weekend have like played each other already this season. It's weird. So they played 2 games this year. The Bengals won the most recent one, which was last week, and the Ravens actually won the game earlier on in the year. But Lamar Jackson was playing in that game earlier on in the year. Is he playing this week? So far, as of this recording, I don't think he's playing. This is what I've heard. Bengals are doing better. They're a better team. That offense is pretty freaking good. I mean, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. I mean, Joey B. at quarterback. Pretty easy for them. They've made the offensive line better. I don't know. I don't really think the Ravens have a shot. They're a +6.5. Yeah, no, I don't think the Ravens really have a shot in hell. Even if Lamar Jackson was playing, I don't think they'd win. But if he's especially not playing, they're definitely not going to win. Bengals. The Cowboys, the Buccaneers on Monday night in the playoffs? It's so weird. It's the first time I think they're ever doing that. Well, maybe not ever, but still, it's kind of weird. Cowboys Bucks. I mean, like, this game is literally, I've already used this, toss-up. It's a toss-up of a game. The Cowboys have been, I don't even know what the Cowboys are. They lost to the Commanders last week, and they played most of their good players. So, I don't know. They're just pretty terrible. The Buccaneers, well, they've been bad. They're like, you know, they're 8-9. They're entering the losing record. You know, I don't think Leonard Fournette's gonna pull a beast quake. You know, like with the Seahawks at 7-9, walk in and beat, you know, New Orleans. The Cowboys have better stats, but also it's the Cowboys. You know, I don't trust them at all in the playoffs. And I think you might remember, I did pick them to not win, to the Super Bowl. I picked them to the Super Bowl last year, and they lost in the first week. So, if you don't remember, now I'm telling you. Maybe you shouldn't. But anyway, I don't think the Cowboys really got a shot. It's +2.5 for the Bucks. Okay, so that brings us to the divisional round, which means the Niners will be taking on the Giants. It is not my bias to say that I think the Seahawks had a better chance at beating the Niners than the Giants do beating the Niners. It's Barkley versus CMC, which is like, you know, a great running back matchup. But like, the Niners are this good, you know what I mean? Like, they're that good. They got the defense, they got the offense. It's just, I think, too easy for them. The Giants, like I say, I think they'd get that win against Minnesota. I don't think they'd go on a run. But I don't think they have as good of a chance as, say, the Seahawks did against the Niners. I think the Niners are going to win this one pretty darn handily. The Eagles will take on the Buccaneers. The Eagles had that first round bye, and now they are sitting and have the Buccaneers. And the Bucs have, like I said, been mediocre. They have not been great. The Eagles, yeah, they've been really good. That defense has been actually really good. They picked up that Gardner Johnson guy. He's been fantastic for them. Their D-line has been good. Linebackers are good. Then you look on the offense. Miles Sanders, yeah, he had a good year. Jalen Hurts is back. He's playing well. You added A.J. Brown. I mean, this Eagles team is built to make a run. I don't know if they'll win the Super Bowl, but they've been good enough this year. Really good in all statistical categories. I mean, I just, like, the Buccaneers, I don't know. Like, again, this is one of those things. Can you question Brady? Yeah, this day and age, I think you can. I say this, and now he's going to win the Super Bowl. But yeah, I think the Eagles win this one pretty easily. Chiefs will be taking on the Jaguars in Kansas City. Now, these two teams played once. The Chiefs won 27-17, and it was actually the only Jags loss during that 7-1 run. Interesting. Mahomes and Lawrence, that's a good matchup. I'm pretty excited to watch that. Doug Peterson, he's pretty good, and I think that could be an issue for them. Like, I think the Jaguars could press the Chiefs. They I don't know, like, I use that trap game. It could be a trap game. The Jaguars, running high, they've been hot. They've been playing playoff football for a while now. It's the Chiefs, I know. Like, it's really hard to be like, yeah, I mean, Chiefs first game, round 2, gonna lose to the Jags. I'm not going to. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. But it's not crazy to pick the Jags. I don't think it's that crazy to pick the Jaguars. Bills, Bengals. This is a game we should have had. We obviously know what happened. And like I said, we're grateful that DeMar's doing better. This would have been a really fun matchup, though, had they played that week. Obviously, had all the standing implications and stuff like that. This is that game that could happen. And I think it would be really fun and really exciting. Obviously, that game had big magnitude. This game's obviously way bigger in magnitude. Like I said, the Bengals have a good offense. Their offense ran to the Super Bowl last year. It would have to be a shootout with the Bills. That's what it's got to be. If the Bills defense can hold Joe Burrow, pretty easy. I think the Bills will win, but I think this is going to be really close, and it's going to be a shootout. But I'm picking the Bills to win this game, but it's going to be a fun matchup. All right, we're into the conference championship games. Let's look at the NFC. Niners against the Eagles. I get it. It's a little cheesy. I'm picking the 1 and 2 seeds all the way. I know. But, like, here, in the NFC, I think it's clear. Like, the Niners and the Eagles are clearly the two best teams in the NFC. And I just don't, the AFC's a little more interesting. The NFC, pretty darn obvious. It's clear. It's these two teams. However, the Niners, I think, are the better team right now than the Eagles. I think it'll be a good game. However, there was an interesting note I heard, and you probably heard it. Kyle Shanahan said, like, if, we get to the NFC Championship in the Super Bowl, Jimmy G might be available. And I'm like, bro, what? I'm sorry. If Brock Purdy gets you to this point, if Brock Purdy can get you to the NFC Championship and then the Super Bowl, are you telling me you would replace him with Jimmy Garoppolo? Look, I get it. Maybe if he sucked, like, was sucking in the NFC Championship and you put him in, but, like, to start him, you'd have to be mental. If Jimmy G plays, then I'm picking the Eagles. But I don't think he will, so I'm picking the Niners. Like, my official pick is the Niners to win this game. But, man, if they play Jimmy G, I don't know, man. I don't like that at all. That'd be so dumb. Which leads us to the AFC Championship. And the rematch I think we all want. Bills, Chiefs. We all remember last year. The overtime. Josh Allen not getting a chance, which is still freaking garbage. Pick up the CFL rules already for overtime. God damn it. It's really annoying. This actually would be a neutral site game, which is kind of a shame because if you didn't do that, obviously Kansas City would get it. But I love a good cold weather game. That's playoff football, you know what I mean? Cold, snow. The NFL wouldn't dare put a Super Bowl if it like rained. God forbid the snow. But you know what? This is where the CFL rocks. We could be in an absolute blizzard and it would still be on. That's what I love about sports. It would be, it would just be, it'd be so good if we could do it in the snow. So we got to get one snow game. So hopefully they still do it in a cold environment. These two teams would be really fun. Like this would be an offensive shootout. Like the defenses are good. I just don't think they can really hold. Well, they can. Yeah, I don't know. They couldn't really stop the offenses. It would just kind of be like punch, punch, bang, bang. But like, I gotta think the Bills would take this one. You know what I mean? Like they would have that drive. It's something like, you remember that meme with Stephon Diggs like just standing watching the celebration. That to me would like. I think that's where Stephon Diggs would just absolutely shine. Like Allen would just be like jumping, and it doesn't matter. It'd just be, hey, Diggs is somewhere, and he would still make the catch. You know what I mean? Like it'd be so good. But I think the Bills. I like the Bills. I think the Bills. Go Bills. Okay, Super Bowl. Fuck. What Super Bowl is it? What? Super Bowl. Yeah. What is LVII? Super Bowl 58? No, 58. Look at me. I'm a smart kid. Super Bowl 58. Whee! Yay. Anyway, Bills, Niners. God, I hope the Niners don't win. Because that would be really cool if they didn't. But they're a really good team. I mean, obviously the offense, Debo, CMC, the defense, like everywhere. But the Bills ain't that bad. I think the offense is actually comparable and maybe, the better quarterback, obviously. But Bills are really comparable on offense. I think they can do it. They have enough playmakers. Can the defense stop somebody like CMC or Debo? I think they can. It would be a fun matchup. Like it really would. I'd like that. I'd be down. I'd be down for that. But I've thought about this long and hard. Not long and hard, but I've thought about it, and I'm just like, man, y'all can pick whoever you want, but I just think. And I'm sorry, but I think the Bills are just some sort of team of destiny, you know what I mean? Obviously, after what happened, they've been playing crazy. Nyheim Hines with those 2 kickoff returns. Like, something's in the water in Buffalo right now, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, Bills Mafia. I'm gonna pick the Bills here. And I really, really hope it happens because that would be so cool. I would just be so excited to see the Bills win this game. I mean, Josh Allen, Damar Hamlin, Stephon Diggs. It would just be like, Anyway, those are your picks for the NFL playoffs this year. I'm sorry, Bills Mafia, you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe they can break. Is it a curse now at this point? Like, I feel like it's a curse. Is it a curse? Am I cursing the teams, or is it just the shit? Like, I suck at picking. I don't know. One of those things. But hey, it should be fun. I'm really excited to watch all these games. I can't wait to watch the Seahawks. I think there's a chance. Anyway, yeah, that's it. What it does. We'll see you around. Let's watch some football. It's going to be fun.